and welcome back to Sci Tech. In this video, I want to do a teardown of this old 2012 flat screen TV. I want to see how it works, and I want to see if there's any parts worth salvaging. Let's get started. First, flip it over, and then do what I always do: see a screw, take a screw, see a screw, take a screw, and remove all of the screws I can find. And there, all of the screws are now removed, and now open up the housing. Open it up carefully, and as you can see, there's a cable that's stopping it from completely opening, because this cable right here is the video cable that goes to the LCD. Carefully reach in and gently unplug it by squeezing the sides, because there are two pins that are on each side. And then I notice there's a second cable, and this second cable connects to a high voltage circuit, and this high voltage circuit controls the CFLs, which is used as the backlighting of this LCD. And I also see the serial number for this LCD, so if I ever want to, I can always find on the internet a controller board to be able to connect to this TV to be able to reuse it for something else. However, this TV still works, so I may not need to go and buy a controller board to be able to use this LCD for something else. So actually, I may just use this TV as is. And these right here are very nice speakers. Definitely would like to use these for something else. Although, I'm just going to leave them in the TV because the TV still works. Over here, there's another circuit, so let's go ahead and unscrew the screw to have a closer look. And as you can see, there are some interesting components, like this infrared LED receiver that is used for the remote control, and it reads the signal from the remote control. This frosted LED identifies when the TV is on and off, and then this clear flat LED identifies when your remote control is being received. And now let's go ahead and access the panel that's on the back of the TV. Simply remove some more screws. And there, the screws are now removed, and now simply remove the panel. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of circuits that controls the entire TV. Basically, this right here is the controller board of the TV, one that controls the input voltage from the mains voltage, and it controls the high voltage circuit, and it controls the video part of the circuit to be able to put the video inputs, and it'll have a video output that goes onto the LCD. And as you can see, there are three separate circuits. This circuit right here receives the main voltage from the wall outlet, and then this circuit right here next to it is the high voltage circuit. And you can see there's a lot of interesting components. You can see there's a big transformer, some transistors, some optocouplers, electrolytic capacitors, some high voltage transistors, and some inductors, a big transformer, and the power supply circuit right here has a bridge rectifier. This bridge rectifier converts the AC voltage to DC voltage, which powers the LEDs and the speakers, and other components that require DC voltage. These two wires right here connects to the power plug that connects to the wall outlet, which connects to mains voltage. And over here is the VCA cables that connects to the video and audio, and this is the antenna, and this right here is a VGA connection that connects to a PC, and you have right here a USB port and two HDMI ports. All of this connects to the video and audio circuit. This circuit right here is the main power supply, and it powers the entire device, which connects to mains voltage. And this circuit right here is also part of the power supply, but it also connects directly to the high voltage circuit as well. And these three little components are optocouplers, and optocouplers are very useful, especially if you're dealing with high voltage, so that way you can be able to isolate two separate circuits to prevent accidental arcing, which can damage the circuit and the components. And now take a closer look at the wires that are attached to the speakers. You can see these are the white and blue wires, and over here are black and red. These black and red and white and blue wires are connected, and they go all the way up into the circuit, pass through underneath, go all the way over here, and they're attached to the video and audio circuit, which makes a lot of sense because these speakers output the audio for this TV. They can easily be pulled out just like this, and then I can be able to use these speakers for something else. But I think I'm going to leave them in because this TV is still very good. I have right here these screws, and these screws are what connects to the TV, and it connects to the wall mount. What's very interesting about this particular wall mount connection, flip over the housing, and you can see that this wall mount connection connects to a wire, and then this wire is bridged over to this connection that's over here, and this connection right here connects by this screw, which goes over here on this side. This screw and wire connects directly to the LCD housing, and since this LCD housing uses CFLs, and CFLs use high voltage, and so is this circuit that's right here also uses high voltage, and high voltage has a tendency to arc over things, especially if there's like some kind of problem where you drop the TV and it causes something to get loose, break, or some kind of issue which will then cause accidental arcing, and if there's accidental arcing, it can do serious damage to this LCD. So therefore, what will happen is the high voltage would arc through this wire, goes into the wall mount, and then the wall mount is connected to the wall, and the wall is actually grounded. So that way, when the arc is going to possibly damage the TV, it won't. It'll go right through this wire and then go directly to ground and then arc to the ground and then possibly cause a circuit breaker to turn off and then prevent any damage to the TV. And this circuit right here basically controls the TV without the need of a remote control. Nothing very special about this type of circuit because usually this type of circuit uses push button switches, which are very basic and very common. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the TV, plug in this video and audio cable back into place. Also reconnect the power supply cable. And there, both of the cables are now reconnected, and you can see that they are reconnected. And I'll put the back panel back into place, and of course, reattach all of the screws. And there, everything is now reassembled, and I'll flip the TV back over, plug it back in, and there, as you can see, it works. And there you have it. Now you know what's inside of an old 2012 flat screen TV, how it works, and what kind of parts that are worth salvaging. Thank you for watching SciTi Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified of future SciTi Tech videos. To the next tech, goodbye.